Hey everybody, it's Beth from Yoga and Reiki Bliss. Thanks so much for joining me today. Welcome to week 4 of our Practice With Me series. Today I thought it would be nice to shift gears a little bit, right? We spend so much of our time in an active mode, right? We go to work, we make dinner, we clean the house, we walk the dogs, we take care of kids. We are constantly on the go, right? We're very busy, active people, and we live in a very active mode, right? A doing mode. So I thought it'd be really nice today to start to shift gears a little bit and try to move into a slower pace, a little more of a state of being, right? So moving out of that active doing fight or flight kind of state, especially if you're juggling a lot of things, you might be experiencing a little more stress in your life, and moving into, again, a softer, quieter state of being, more of that rest or digest mode. So trying to activate the parasympathetic aspect of our nervous system. And a few ways that you can do that for yourself is to connect with your breath, and if you're doing any kind of movement, to move at the rhythm, at the rate of your breath. If you're doing poses, to repeat poses so that it becomes very familiar. And it's almost like, I like to think of it like when you're rocking a baby in a rocking chair, that repetitive motion kind of lulls you into a state of softness and release. Another way that you can start to move into that more rest and digest place is, of course, restorative poses, restorative asanas, where we use various props to support the body in the poses and create the opening with the least amount of effort, and focusing a little bit more on your exhale, the breath of letting go. And so we're going to do all of that today and see if we can just downshift, right? Just a little bit, and move more into that quiet, inward turning, restful state. I'd love for you to have some props if you have them. If you have a blanket, that would be great. If you have a bolster or a pillow, that would be great. If you have a couple of yoga blocks or big books, that would be great. And if you don't have, say, the bolster part of it, or the pillow part of it, or the block part of it, that's fine. Have a chair, and I'll tell you how you can substitute with a chair. And make sure you're near a wall, or you have access to a wall, because we're going to use a wall today. All right, so we're going to start lying down on our backs. So I'll meet you there. And I'd love for you to start with the knees bent. This way you're soft, but you'll have a less chance, hopefully, of zoning out and potentially falling asleep. So you can have your feet about hips width. Come to lie on back. Just let your arms rest nicely, gently by your sides, in whatever position feels comfortable, right? It could be palms up, palms facing your thighs. And just take a few moments for your own self to just feel the parts of your body that are in contact with the earth. And allow those parts of your body that are actually in contact with the earth to rest heavy on the earth. So when your feet rest heavy, your toes, the back of your pelvis rest heavy. And as you let these parts of your body, like the back of your pelvis, the back of your rib cage, maybe, just maybe, you start to feel a little softening through the belly. Right? The belly doesn't have to support you right now. Those abdominal muscles can release. Your shoulder blades and your arms rest heavy, so that even the spinal muscles here don't have to work so hard. And let the back of your skull feel heavy. And let your attention begin to turn to your breath. And just take a few moments here to fall into the rhythm of your breath, whatever it is. So you're not looking to manipulate the breath or make it a certain way. I just want you to notice the rhythm of your own breathing as it is right now. And gradually, with sensitivity and awareness, begin to focus your attention on your exhale, making your exhale just a little bit longer than your inhale. And again, I'm going to let you find the length that is right for your body at this moment, so that you can see, oh, here's the length of my inhale. Maybe you count it, maybe you just feel it. And how can I make my exhale just a little bit longer without a ton of effort? Right? I want you to feel like this is effortless, that you're just letting the breath out go. Do that one more time. And keeping, again, just a little more attention on the exhale, making it a little bit longer than your inhale. As you exhale next, invite your hands one on top of the other, right in the center of your chest, your energetic heart. Again, breathe your breath in for however long it takes. And then let your breath out be just a little bit longer. And in these next two breaths, you take the time to offer yourself an internal Om. And then with your next exhale, gently release your hands. You can place them down by your sides, or you can even place your hands on your hips, just so you have a frame of reference. Maybe the fingers wrapping to the front of the pelvis, you feel your hip points, the thumbs wrapping toward the back. We're just going to do some really gentle pelvic tilts. So the next time you exhale, gently tilt your pelvis backward. So it feels like your tail curls up a little bit and your lower back moves toward the floor. Your bum is still going to stay in contact, or the back of your pelvis is going to stay in contact with the earth. So we're not lifting up to like a bridge pose. And as you inhale, you're going to reverse again. Feel the pelvis tilt forward. So it feels like the pubic bones drop down and your lower back arches away from the earth. And then exhale your nice long exhale, tilting the pelvis backward. Then breathe in, let the pelvis tilt forward. Do that 2 more times on your breathing cycle. And the next time you exhale, tilt your pelvis back toward neutral, meaning you feel the back of the pelvis on the earth, you feel the back of your rib cage on the earth, Your lower back, though, is not pressed into the ground, and your pubic bones aren't lifted. There should be a little feeling of your lower back slightly lifted away from the earth, and your pubic bones, your hip points, your belly button, more or less in the same plane, right? So not tilted forward, not tilted back, right in the center. And then from here, let your arms come out to the sides, the palms faced up, and walk your feet a little wider, maybe even to the edges of your mat. Again, establish the rhythm of your breath. And the next time you exhale, your nice long exhale, let your knees fall to the left. They'll be staggered like a little windshield wiper. Then as you inhale, you'll breathe your knees back up. And as you exhale, you'll fall them to the right. Let your breath come in and float your knees back up. And exhale, fall your knees to the left. Breathe your knees back up. And let them fall to the right as you exhale to whatever extent feels good. There should be no pain in your hip, your lower back, your knee. If you're experiencing pain, then please stop and wait for us, and we'll meet up with you in a moment. Let's do that one more time, focusing on your exhale, emptying the breath out. A nice gentle breath comes in. And let go of your exhale completely. As you breathe in, we're going to come back up to center. And again, heel toe your feet back to about sitting bone distance apart. Come back to establishing the rhythm of your breath. And with your next exhale, go ahead and hug your right knee into your chest. You can slip your hands onto the front of your shin here, or you can take your hands to the back of your thigh. We're going to unfold that knee in just a moment, so maybe now go ahead and slip your hands to the back of your thigh. And as you breathe in, we're going to just simply upstretch the right leg. And as you exhale, bend the right knee. Inhale, upstretch it. Exhale, nice long slow breath in, bend it. Let's do that one more time. Breathing in and breathing out. Now we are going to breathe that right leg straight back up to the sky, so go ahead and find that. And then for your own self, in your own timing, we're going to make little circles with the ankle, rolling the ankle to the right, pointing through the foot over to the left and flexing it, and do it one more time in that direction. Your breath just nice and steady. And circle your ankle in the other direction. Well, land your foot back into a flex. Now as you're here, I have a feeling that you could reach up right through the heel and reach just a little bit more maybe through the big toe side and draw the pinky toe side back a little bit. So if you looked at your ankle on either side, it was relatively even, right? So the ankle not longer on the outside or the inside, but really even. And give yourself one more breath in. And one more nice, long, gentle breath out. And as you breathe in, rebend your right knee. And as you exhale, step your right foot to the floor. And take a nice, long, deep breath in. And elongate your breath out without any extra effort or tension. Breathe in. And then as you exhale, we'll bring the left knee in. And if you'd like, again, you can hold the shin for a few breaths or right away slip your hands behind the thigh, knowing that that's where we're going. And then with your next breath in, as you inhale, we'll upstretch the left leg. And as we exhale, you'll bend the left knee. Inhale, let it lengthen. Exhale, let it bend. All the while trying to keep the pelvis in that neutral place. Inhale, let it lengthen. And exhale, let it bend. Now go ahead and reach your leg back up. Nice steady breath as you circle your ankle around, your foot moving in all those different directions to whatever extent it's feeling like it's able to today. No force, no pushing. And we'll land right back into a flex here. And as you do that, reach out just a hair more through the big toe side of your foot, pull back through the pinky toe side, the inner and outer ankle, trying to stay relatively even, like an equal side. Draw that leg as close as you comfortably can without hiking your hip up. Imagine at the top of your left thigh moving deep into that hip socket. And enjoy one more breath in. And one more long, delicious breath out. As you breathe in, bend your knee. And as you exhale, return your foot to the earth. And again, enjoy a breath in. And a nice, slow, luxurious breath out. As you take your next breath out, roll on over to one side. Find your top hand on the earth and press your way up. And now we're going to shift out onto hands and knees. We'll be here for a little bit, so feel free to place a blanket under your knees as you need to. You know, we're going to take the hands under the shoulders, with the fingers spread, trying to share the weight from the heel of your hand out through the fingerprints, so you're not just dumping all that weight into the heel of your hands. You're going to bring your hips under your knees, the tops of your feet anchored. And just like we experienced a few moments ago on your back, we're going to do a little cat and cow. So as you breathe in, let the pelvis tilt forward. Invite that little back bend through the lower back, the middle back, the upper back. As you exhale, curl the tail and round through your spine. Press down through your feet and your hands. As you inhale, tilt the pelvis forward. As you come into that little back bend, keep pushing the earth away so you're not just sinking into your shoulders. And then as you exhale, curl and round, keep pushing the earth away. And 2 more times with the rhythm of your breath. As you breathe in, come back toward a neutral spine. As you exhale, a little support through the abdominals, so that again, you've got a support through your lower back. Still the curve is there, but you're not letting it overdo or you're not rounding. And we're going to take your right knee and slide it back just a little bit. So your hips are a little staggered here. And then from here, as you breathe in, we're going to reach your left arm forward. Now as you do that, keep pressing the earth away through your right hand still under your shoulders, the weight spreading out right through your fingerprints. As you exhale, a little twist to the left. And as you do that, the left hip can slide back, the right hip can slide a little forward. Breathe your breath in and breathe your breath out. Good, one more. Inhale, press down through that right hand, reach out through your left hand, and if that's too much, hand on hip. As you exhale, lightly engage your abdominals and twist. As you breathe in, we're going to lower that hand back down. As you exhale, bring your right knee back underneath your right hip. And we'll check it in on the other side. Slide your left knee back just a few inches. Get your right hip still over your right knee. We're going to breathe the right arm long, thumb faced up, As you exhale, you're going to start to turn the belly chest to the right. As you do that, keep pushing the earth away, rounding into that base of your hand, right through your fingertips, even the space between your thumb and your first finger, trying to anchor down. As you breathe in, lengthen through your spine, through the top of your head. As you exhale, engage the abdominals and twist. As you breathe in, lower your hand back down. As you exhale, bring your knee back underneath. Go ahead and tuck all 10 toes. Take a nice sweet breath in. And as you exhale, just let your hips rock towards your heels. Breathe your way back up to your hands and your knees. And exhale, rock your hips back. I'm going to keep going with this. Right on the rhythm of your breath. And think about that idea of rocking in a rocking chair and how soothing that can be. And that's how I want you to create the movement, nice and slow. Sweetly moving with the rhythm of your breath. Letting the rhythm of your breath dictate the speed of the movement. Let's do that one more time. And as you breathe in, you're going to shift your way back up into your hands and your knees. You can untuck your toes for a moment. And let's go ahead and put your right hand on your right hip. And when you take your next breath out, you're going to just step your right foot forward. There's hopefully a little room for it to come forward with your knee over your ankle. And then we're going to shimmy the back knee back a few inches. Now you can have your fingertips on the earth or your hands up on your blocks or your books, whatever you like. Take a breath in and give a little push of your earth or your blocks away. Lift your chest up a little bit. As you exhale, hug your inner legs towards each other, soften your pelvis down. Put a nice long deep breath in. Now let's add in a little movement. Exhale, rocking back, walking your hands, your blocks with you. Breathe in, rock forward. Breathe out, rock it back. Do that again, just establishing the movement with the rhythm of your breath. And as you breathe in, rock it forward. As you breathe out, slide your right knee back. Let's breathe in, take your left hand to your left hip, strong abdominals. As you exhale, step your left foot forward. You can put your hand on your ground or your block and inchworm that right knee back. And breathe in, lengthen up through your spine. As you exhale, a little hug of the legs towards each other as you drop the hips a little forward and down. And one more breath in, and then we'll start to rock, rocking back. And as you pick up that front foot, find that reach a little bit through the big toe side, the drawing back through the pinky toe, just like you did on your back. Breathing in and breathing out. And one more time. As you breathe in, we're going to rock it forward. This time, lift your back knee and step on forward. Let your feet separate about hips width or even a little bit wider. Bend your knees and release. So you get a little drapey like a rag doll. And take a nice long deep breath in. And a nice long deep breath out. As you inhale, bend the knees, root through your heels just a little bit more. And slowly roll yourself on up. As you come on up, exhale your shoulders, your neck, your head right into place. And so we're going to roll a little forward and down a few times. We're going to add in a little side roll, so there'll be a little twisting component to it as well. So take a breath in, root down through your feet, rise up. As you exhale, draw the belly gently back towards your spine. The hip points lift a little, let the tail descend just a little bit. Bend your knees, breathe in. The hips move back a little bit. Bow your head to your heart. Just even gently roll down, emptying all your breath out. Stay a breath in. And stay a breath out. Root just a little bit more into your heels as you inhale, slowly roll yourself up. And as you exhale, soften the shoulders, the neck, the head. As you breathe in, you're going to make a little twist toward your left. As you exhale, bow your chin to your chest, bend your knees, and roll down. So you're little by little letting gravity win this battle. And try to keep that twist. So you're rolling a little bit more, you're hanging a little bit more over your left leg. Right knee still pointed straight ahead with your right toes. Ground through your feet with a breath in, slowly roll yourself on up. There's going to be a point where your body wants to spiral back to center, so let that happen. Enjoy your breath in. And a slightly longer exhale. When you're ready to breathe in, take a little twist to your right. As you exhale, bow your head to your heart, soft knees, and slowly roll yourself on down, letting the weight of your head release and almost carry you down. And stay a breath in or two. That left knee trying to point straight forward in the direction of your left toes. Keep a nice soft face. Ground through your heels as you inhale. Roll up along that right side. So you start to feel like your body wants to spiral back to center, and then let it happen. And a nice long deep breath in. And a nice long deep breath out. Go ahead and breathe your breath in, a little bend in the knees, pointed straight forward. Bow your head and roll on down the center. Find your hands or your fingertips on the ground or on your blocks. With a breath in, step your right leg back. Soften your right knee to the earth. With a little push of your ground or your blocks away, lift your chest. As you exhale, hug your legs in a little bit and let the hips drop a little forward and down. Take one more breath in. Then as you exhale, rock it back, drawing back just a little bit more through the pinky toe side. Inhale, rock it forward, letting your heart have a little lift, not a big moment here. Exhale, rock it back, and gently bow your head into your heart. And one more time, breathe in. And exhale. As you breathe in, you're going to rock it forward. Again, hug your legs towards each other. And breathe the left arm forward with the thumb faced up. And as you exhale, turn gently your belly chest towards your left thigh, your left arm rising up or hand to hip. Remember that feeling of pushing the earth away, keeping this right side, collarbone wide, top of the arm bone back feel. Keep that. And then on your next exhale, you return. Turn your belly chest down, return your left hand to the ground or your block. With a breath in, lift up that right knee, reach out through that heel. As you exhale, step forward, soften up your knees, soften up your jaw. Root down through your heels just a little bit more and inhale, roll yourself on up. Exhale your shoulders, your neck, your head. Enjoy your breath in, a little bend in the knees. As you exhale, bow the head to your heart. Slowly, slowly roll on down. Breathe in, step your left leg back. As you exhale, soften that knee. A little push up the earth away or your blocks away, lift your chest. As you exhale, hug your legs, let your hips drop a little forward and down. Good. Feel your breath come in. As you exhale, a little bit longer breath out, rock back. And only when you're ready to inhale do you rock forward. So again, you're letting the rhythm of the breath dictate the rate of the movement. The next time you inhale, rock it on forward and pause it right there. Again, keep that little hugging in so you're supported. Your left hand can be on the ground or a block. We're going to breathe the right arm forward, thumb faced up. As you exhale, turn your belly chest to the right, and you might feel that right hip drawing back a little bit, that left hip spiraling a little bit forward with the left waist. Keep pushing the earth away, so again, you're not sinking into that shoulder. The left collarbone wide. Now the next time you exhale, lower that right hand back down. Breathe in, tuck your back toes, lift your back knee, step it on forward. Soft knees as you inhale, roll yourself on up. And let yourself exhale right up into place. Breathe your breath in when you're ready. And a slightly elongated exhale. Great. All right. Go ahead and come to the wall now. And you're going to separate your feet anywhere from a foot to 3 feet apart. And about a foot or so away from the wall. So your heels are about a foot or so away from the wall. Your feet are about a foot to 3 feet apart from each other. Your hips are on the wall. You're going to breathe your hands onto your hips. You're going to let the pelvis tilt forward. Spine going along for the ride. And as you're tilting forward, you might feel your sitting bones sliding up the wall. There's going to be a point where that movement stops. Either your body puts on the brakes because maybe the hamstrings or the glutes are tight, or you just run into yourself, right? Your thighs are right there. When you feel that movement stop, just gently bow your head. Release your upper back. And take a few breaths. Let the head release. Let your eyes and your jaw soften. Then go ahead and put a little bend in your knees and start to come back up, and you'll feel your pelvis start to tilt back to come down, and you'll feel your sitting bones drop as your body comes on up. And as you come on up, do let the spine have a moment to just rest against the wall. The back of your skull rest. And just take a moment more to experience your breath come in, and then your slightly elongated exhale. And then from here, we're going to do a little shift now onto the ground. So if you have 2 blocks and a pillow or 2 blocks and a bolster, you're going to grab those now. If you don't, here's where you're going to grab your chair. I'm going to come to sit. And I would encourage you to sit up on a blanket so that you elevate your hips. Right, you can fold it in half. I like turning it a little bit on an angle so that my thighs can drop off the edge of the bolster of the blanket instead of getting pushed up. So you can play around with that, see what you like. So there's that little point, right? And we're going to cross the right shin in front of your left shin. And so you're either going to bring a chair in front of you, or you're going to put your blocks starting on the high height. You can always change it. And put your bolster or your pillow on top. So it's like a little Stonehenge kind of setup. Again, we're going to initiate the movement from the tilting forward of the pelvis. And then you can just let your forearms rest and let your head rest. So this shape, we're not looking for big stretchy. If you feel stretchy, come up a little bit higher. You can even put a blanket on top of this, so you can bring this shape up to meet you. I don't want you to feel any stretching anywhere. I want you to feel more supported and at ease. So breathe gently. Again, inviting a little softness through the jaw, letting your teeth part. A little softness around the neck and the tops of the shoulders. And just imagine any tension just drizzling down your back, out through your hips. And let that tension seep right into the earth. On your next breath in, come on up. And just change the crossing of your legs. And I'm just going to change my orientation so that you can see how I'd like you to have that fold. So again, when you're exploring this, we're not rounding here, right? I want you to feel like you could hinge forward, even if that means you move this forward, even if it means you turn your blocks down or you just shift your chair forward, whatever you're working with. Hinge till you meet this support. If it's too far away, bring it closer. If it's not high enough, put some extra pillows or blankets. So there isn't a part of you really that's not supported. So I don't want your head dangling here. I want you rounded here. And you try to hinge forward so you could sit up even on a higher blanket to help facilitate that hinge. And then let yourself soften into it. Let your belly muscles soften so the belly can receive the breath. Again, just exploring, finding slightly longer exhales in relation to your own breath. So whatever your inhale happens to be, whatever length it is, just make your exhale a little bit longer. With your next breath in, come on up. So if you had a chair, you can shift it off to the side, or you could potentially use it for the next shape. If you have a chair, we're going to do legs up the wall pose. But if you have a chair, you could do legs up on your chair. So imagine this is my chair. Right? You can take a blanket if you like, you don't have to. And instead of here, I'm going to fold it in half long ways so it makes a rectangular fold blanket. And then I'm going to place it so the back of my pelvis is on it. And again, if this were my chair, my legs would be up on it. I'm going to do it as a legs up the wall pose, Viparita Karani. And same idea. You can use the blanket like this, again, on the back of your pelvis. So your tail is just a little bit off it. The lowest part of your ribs are supported. The curve, the natural inner curve of your back, of your lower back, your lumbar spine is supported. And you'll bring it a few inches away from the wall. So it's not flat up against the wall. I would say 2-3 inches, maybe a little bit more if your hamstrings are feeling a little tight. Again, we don't want stretchy. Stretchy says to the body, whoa, we're doing something. I want you to feel more supported. So you'll roll on up. You might have to wiggle around a little bit to find the sweet spot where your tail is just a little off the edge of the blanket, in the space between the wall and the blanket. If the blanket is not feeling good today for whatever reason, take it out, put it off to the side. Your arms can just come out nice and easy, like a T. Maybe the palms face out would feel really nice. Just have a gentle opening in the chest. Make whatever adjustments you need to make so that you don't feel like you're stretching anything. Then give the weight of your feet into the wall. And let your toes relax. Imagine your thigh bones just falling very heavy, very deep in your hip sockets. Feel the weight of your arms all the way out through your fingers, nice and soft and released. Let your shoulders and your head rest heavy. Imagine even here that your eyes can fall deeply into your eye sockets. Invite the skin on your face to soften. And just breathe gently here. And for the moment, I'd just love for you to focus on your breath moving in and out. You can let go of any need to count the breath. You can let go of any need to make the exhale longer. Just watch the gentle flow of your breath. And of course, when the mind wanders away from the breath, it goes off to a story, a memory, a fantasy, but just sweetly bring it back, very kindly bring it back to watching your breath. continue to stay here for just a few more moments. If at any point it feels like your heels are getting achy, you could put a blanket around the top of your feet and behind your heels. It feels like the backs of your knees are achy, you can put a pillow back here. If it feels like you're working hard in the hips to maintain the feet, you could always put a belt around your ankles. Just know you have lots of ways to find support for yourself. Just beyond what's obvious, right? Beyond the earth, beyond the wall. There are lots of ways to find support. That's kind of like life. There's always someone or something there to be a support for you. You just might have to look a little bit more deeply. Breathe your next breath in. Go ahead and one by one bend your knees. Feel your feet step onto the wall. And carefully roll yourself on over to one side, coming onto the ground in a little fetal shape, and just pause. And as you inhale next, use your top hand to press your way out. We're going to take just a nice, easy Shavasana. You can take your blanket even. Make a little pillow for your head. And come to lie down. If you like an eye pillow, you can have that. If you want a pillow or bolster or blanket rolled up under your knees, you can have that. You can just stay really simple. And just allow your body to move back into that place of release. Taking advantage, if you will, of the support of the earth here. So your muscles don't have to engage. Your body doesn't have to do anything in this moment. Just enjoy the feeling of slowing down and turning in. And even with your breath, let go of making it any particular way. Let go of elongating the exhale and just breathe. And just like you did a few moments ago, let your attention rest in that gentle rise and fall of your breath. Right? Letting that gentle, fluid motion of the breath lull you into a place of deep rest, deep quiet. This is from Judith Lassiter's A Year of Living Your Yoga. There's nothing to do. Just being is enough. as you lie here in Shavasana, know that you being there is enough for the universe right now. You don't need to do something, help anyone, or produce anything. You are enough. So rest in that. Rest in your fullness. Rest in your enoughness. Keeping your body just as soft and still as it is right now. Feel your next breath in and your next breath out. And as you breathe your next breath in, very slowly, carefully, one by one, bend your knees. And as you exhale, carefully roll on over to one side, pausing in your side in a little fetal shape for a moment. And whenever you feel ready, you find your top hand on the earth, and using your hand for support, press your way up to sit. Take a moment to find your seat, sitting upright, sit on your blanket. And just join the hands to prayer at your heart. And gently bow your head into your heart and just remind yourself, in this moment right now, there is nothing you need to do. Just being is enough. And within that, we all have the same 24 hours in each and every day. And yes, some of them we do need to be active and productive, but not every hour, not every moment of every hour needs to be filled with activity. So take the time to pause, to breathe, to slow down, to turn in and just be. The next time you exhale, gently guide all your breath out. And let's breathe in together to share in it Om, breathing in. Allow your inhale to gently lift your heart up towards your prayer. And let your exhale bow you on over to honor the light within you and all around you. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me here. I hope you enjoyed this practice, and I hope you keep practicing. Please, if you have a moment, leave a comment below, and I look forward to seeing you on Wednesday. Thank you.